Yo folks, and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about upcoming gacha games, mobile titles, and games coming to September more. Let's jump right into this. First things being is Memento Mori. This is going to be the big hitter of September. It is going to be confirmed for this date. It's going to be your AFK RPGs, really easy on the eyes, and the music soundtrack is going to be absolutely beautiful. That's what it's going to pride itself on. It reminds me something of Sinnoh Alice in its art style in some ways as well. Maybe it's going to have dark themes like the way Sinnoh did. Probably not as complicated as that series' stories goes. But one thing's for sure, you can check it out on Twitter, September 2022. No real changes on that front. And you can pre-register. It's going to be available hopefully sometime soon in the month of September. All I know is that they have beautiful waifus like Luna Lin right here, and I'm definitely keen to play once it releases in September. Then we have one of the bigger games. It's going to be Echo Calypse. Now, there's no confirmation for global release in September. There is confirmation it's going to be out in Southeast Asia. If you didn't know, it's actually already out in Indonesia, Philippines, and some other Southeast Asia countries. So it's going to be really awesome for you guys to check it out. And hopefully I can get an APK and just tell you how I feel. What I like about this game is the waifus and the things that you get to collect in this one. It's not so much in-depth like gameplay or anything like that. It's the visuals, and that really captures me. Reminds me of Illusion Connect in some ways, but hey, it's gonna be something fun to check out as we wait for the bigger releases on the watch list that we'll have and we'll cover a little bit later. Here's some pre-registration events in case you're curious for, the Echo Calypse. Kaze no Fantasia. This is gonna be out in JP in September. If you look at the screenshots, or I guess the images on the screen, it's gonna be your typical RPG. There'll be some PvP and all that. You can check it out in case you're interested. Probably not region locked, but the thing is, it seems generic, so I wouldn't really play this one in my opinion. Just telling folks in case you're interested for a September release. And we have Lost Light. It's gonna be out September 1st, 2022 for your mobile fronts. All that we need to know is that it's gonna be your survival shooter, our token shooter for the month of September. So in case you want to check out a NetEase game, it's going to be a pretty decent one to check out in case you want something that's not Fortnite and a little bit more adult themed, I guess, in some ways, right? And people are knocked out, everyone's fine. Then we have Time to Hunt. Its release date, September 22nd, 2022. It might be a little bit difficult to navigate between the menus because it's going to be a CN title. Just note, it's going to probably be available on the TapTaps or the APKs or the iOS installs, however way you can get in touch with this game. It's going to be a good one because Monster Hunter style games are always nice. And this one has a pretty amazing looking art style. So I am definitely recommending it for folks who just want a Monster Hunter-esque style game. Time to Hunt looks very beautiful with its low poly shading graphics. And that is going to be the September releases. We're rolling around on the CBTs now. Harry Potter Magic Awakened. You can play it right now and on PC specifically. And just note, this is going to be a card collector, an MMO, an RPG, and it's going to be set to release globally in 2022. Nothing has changed. This is from their frequently asked questions on their website. Right now it's out in CN, Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan regions. But all you need to know is nothing has changed. This is going to be published by a bunch of big people. And I think they're just waiting for them to hit like their pre-registration goals by I think like the 2 million number, or just sometime a little bit later when there's a lot of hype around the Harry Potter series. And of course, we got to talk about Phantom Blade CBTs. It's one of the best 2D action RPGs that I've played. I did get to try it. It's on early access on Google Plays. And I'm not sure if it's going to be releasing for the month of September. All you need to know, there's no gacha mechanics as far as I'm aware. There's skins, and it's just really easy to play and get into, and the combat feels really good. It does not feel clunky whatsoever. On other fronts, we have Aether Gazer with its closed betas. Just note, there's nothing confirmed about it releasing in September, but I just want to take a look at some of the gameplay trailers that they provided to us. It's going to be something that I'm looking forward to. It's competing with Honkai Impact 3rd, Punishing Gray Raven, all the different titles, maybe even Zenless Zone Zero in that front. You can only control one character at a time. The other characters are in more of supportive roles, so I would say PGR is a little bit more complicated, but it's going to be published by YoStar, and we all know how YoStar's pretty amazing with their publishing techniques with Azure Lane, Arknights, Revive Witch, specifically Azure Lane and Arknights being very coveted titles. So I'm sure Yoastar is going to do a fantastic job making sure that this action RPG is going to be a clean release with some of the best stuff in the closed betas we get to access. My god, this trailer just goes hard as hell. And we have the pre-registers or just things available. We first have Walking Dead All-Stars to be brought to you by Com2uS. I believe Com2uS brought us Summoners Wars. It seems like a generic cash grab in my opinion, but hey, it could possibly release sometime in September in case you guys are interested in the Walking Dead series. And we have also Dear Ella, that's also going to be by Com2uS. Now, this is more of a warning for this game because there's supposedly NFTs. The only thing with NFTs that I have is usually the games become too pay to win because there's limited features and whatnot, and they don't do giveaways too often. Altogether, all I want is mobile games to have lots of giveaways and for players to feel like they can earn their place as a free-to-play. It's all that really matters when it comes to games at the end of it, just so you can have fun without being too paywall gapped, right? Then we have Scourgebringer right here. It's going to be a mobile release that's hopefully occurring sometime soon. It's going to be your 2D pixel graphic style. And honestly, this is already out on Steam in case you guys are curious for $16.99. But this is a pretty amazing game, and I don't know if it's going to be free or if it's going to be a cheaper version. Usually mobile versions are a little bit cheaper than its PC lookalikes, but this Metroidvania, as far as I can tell, it seems to be. It looks really amazing, and whew, I just love these type of games. I have to talk about them, even though it's not a gacha. Hopefully it releases sometime in September, but technically you can play it right now on Steam in case you're interested on PC stuff. Then we have Infinite Magic Raid right here. The only thing that you guys need to know is that it reminds me a lot of Raid Shadow Legends. I don't think it's going to be piquing anyone's interest, but hey, we got to talk about it because it's on the pre-registers and it could possibly release sometime in September. Graphics look cool, but to be honest, you could also play other games that currently exist in case you want something like this already. Then we have Summoners Wars Chronicle. Now, this one, it is going to be an action RPG. Its screenshots scream Genshin Impact, at least that's what it's saying. Or it could be an MMORPG, who knows? The clutter on the UI reminds me more of an MMORPG because, you know, Genshin's UI does not look anything like this, but in some ways it has like that Zelda Breath of the Wild feel with its, I guess, graphics and low poly shell shading and all that stuff. But by the end of it, Summoner's War, it's a pretty amazing franchise of itself. So to see it in this action RPG format, long time coming, I'm sure this is going to be a pretty decent game once it releases. Okay, we are now on the watch list, the games that I'm looking forward to, but this is definitely not releasing in September. But Honkai Star Rail, you know, Kafka right here, she has a heavy vibe when it comes to looking like Makima from Chainsaw Man. Anyways, the Shanzou arc was teased, Don Hong sweating. This is going to be one of the games I look forward to, hopefully sometime in 2023 plus. I don't think this is coming out in 2022 just because Genshin Impact and all sorts of stuff has been jam-packed, not to mention Zenless Zone Zero. If it does release in 2022, that'd be a welcome surprise. All I know is that I'm really looking forward to Honkai Star Rail. It's very up there on my watch list. Then we have Reverse 1999. I just want to keep this on your guys' radar. Chaotic was talking about this one. A bunch of YouTubers were. I think this is going to be one of the most beautiful, story-driven RPGs that we're going to be getting. It reminds me of Sinnoh Alice in its, I guess, vibe and art style in some ways, and a little bit of Arknights. A little darker in some ways, but all I have to say, it looks absolutely gorgeous, and I'm definitely keen to play once it releases sometime soon. Hopefully there's going to be dates like hinted towards, but I'm pretty sure Chaotic has better dates than me. Shout out to that man. On a different avenue, we have Girls Frontline Neural Crowd. This is going to be 287,000 pre-registers. All you guys need to know is that this is on my watch list. Why isn't it Girls Frontline 2? Well, that's mostly because Girls Frontline 2 has no release dates. It has no Twitters, at least EN stuff goes. This one, it has EN. This is going to be your auto chess style Girls Frontline game. I think it's going to be an easier barrier to entry because the Girls Frontline series is pretty heavy duty, long-standing history. It's, you know, compared to Azure Lane, so maybe Neural Cloud will make it a little bit easier to get into the franchises. I'm definitely looking forward to this one once it decides to release, hopefully sometime soon. On my other watch list, we have 20 Minutes Till Dawn. Now, the only thing you need to know is that this is a reverse bullet hell in some ways, a vampire survivor game, but it is so fun. It was one of the things that I enjoyed on Steam. I highly recommend folks to pre-register on TapTap. No, not sponsored, whatever, but this is just a fun game that I'm looking forward to. Hopefully it releases sometime soon. It's definitely something I'm looking forward to for sure. And then we have Eversoul. Now this is going to be a 3D graphic post-apocalyptic fantasy that's going to have dungeon or roguelike themes. If you look at the gameplay right here, it looks really stunning. I will not be surprised if this does well. This is going to be published by Cacao Games, the same people who brought you Guardian Tales. So you guys know Cacao Games is pretty decent and they're not like Nexon. In my humble opinion, I hope this roguelike is good. In the end of it, Eversoul is just something that I'm looking forward to. I don't know if it's 2022. I just want to talk about it because it's a beautiful game and I want to see it come out soon. The more hype we can get around it, the better. Then we have Nikkei, Goddess of Victory. It's going to be coming out in 2022. It's on the watch list. The waifus are stunning. You don't play this for like a crazy gameplay experience. You know, there's going to be auto and all that stuff. You play this because you want to see some booba and you want to see your waifus just go hard as hell. And that's why you enjoy Nikkei, Goddess of Victory, because you're a D-Gen like me and we love gacha games. It comes out sometime soon in 2022. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. It said something releases September 2022. I just want to put a damper on that, okay? So we all know this game, it's going to be centered around the different chapters of Final Fantasy VII, sort of like how the remake for Final Fantasy VII is released in 3 segments in particular. But the thing you gotta know, Square Enix, you check it right now, Tactics Ogre Reborn, November 11th, that's on their radar. And then Final Fantasy, the latest one, summer 2023. There is nothing about Ever Crisis and it's the month of September, right? Well, if I actually go to the Cyber Agent site, they actually corrected some incorrect info from the Cyber Agent folks. So there's probably some changes. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis not coming out in September, but this goes around into other things where we have Jujutsu Kaisen 2022. I was checking their Twitter page. It's a little empty. If you actually go on my anime list, all you can see is that the second season of Jujutsu Kaisen is going to be out in 2023. I'm not sure if you can see it, right? That is a little bit disappointing because I know a lot of folks were looking forward to this one. Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade is definitely one of those games that's easily going to, just scream like an IP cash grab in my opinion. But at the same time, since it's taking so long to release, usually these games just come out like instantly with no marketing hype whatsoever. Seems like there is some marketing hype and they want this game to release properly. So I'm looking forward to it. It's on my watch list. I am definitely waiting for its release at bated breath. Also, Black Clover Mobile. If you check out their Twitters, it's mostly just teasing of characters, nothing too crazy. But hey, the game looks beautiful. It's supposed to be our next Genshin in some ways because the last trailers of it had something of like a Genshin open world vibe to it. And this waifu right here was also teased out. She's like the healing one and she loves Asta, just like how I think Asta is super cool. Also, are you caught up on the Black Clover manga? The stuff there is getting insanely hyped to say the least. All that you guys need to know, Black Clover Mobile, it's doing well on its development. Characters look amazing and I'm greatly looking forward to its releases. Hopefully in 2022, if not 2023. It says 2022 on this Twitter page, so maybe, but I doubt it. And then we have the games already out that I played and I recommend. First up, we're gonna have Octopath Traveler, Champions of the Continent. This is definitely the turn-based RPG that I recommend. HD, 2D, stunning pixel. All the buzzwords that you need to know is that Octopath Traveler has a story that will actually grab you and take you seriously as far as like killing off characters and just making you feel like this is an RPG, less so of a gacha, which I absolutely love. Then we have Tower of Fantasy, sort of taking everything by storm. They released Frigg and now they have 2.0 that's coming out sometime in the future. but all that we know is that Tower Fantasy is a great game. It's building hype, and I am really happy that it's doing well and much better than I thought it was, considering how the closed betas was a little bit rough. It's been proving me wrong ever since its releases, and it's just becoming popular and having its own space carved out, while Genshin is doing its own stuff as well. Then we have Full Metal Alchemist Mobile. This is another game I greatly recommend. Why is that? Just look at it. It just screams quality. You can also just say there's a summer event with waifus with Renri and Hawkeye right here. So in case you want some spicy waifu action, you can definitely get in on it. And honestly, the Full Metal Alchemist series, it always deserves the hype and love. You know, on my anime list, it's definitely the #1. It's always been #1, and there's a reason for it, because Full Metal Alchemist is just definitely that IP. Then we have Princess Connect, the game that I've been playing, the game that just does not stop my drive. And Carol, Kokoro, Pecorine, all of you are amazing. Princess Connect fans, I love y'all. Clan Battle just happened. This August Clan Battle was a nightmare. But yeah, those are the games that I play, you know, already released and stuff. And we have hit the 35,000 mark. So this video, obviously, it's a little bit beforehand. But if you want to enter the giveaway, I'll leave the link to the Gleam.io giveaways. You can leave a comment on the past videos. I'll select, you know, a random winner via the comments on one of the videos. But all you have to do with this one, just visit or subscribe to the YouTubes and visit and follow me on Instagram. Why is this so important? Because those two things are the most important social medias to me so far. And if you do that, you'll get the $50 giveaway, whether it's Google Play, iOS, or cash, however way you guys want to receive it. So thank you so much for the 35,000, long time coming. I am just so happy you guys are here for me and watching the content. But yeah, you can leave a comment on this video as well. I'm not gonna be selecting a winner. The best way to do it is leave a comment in my past videos, and we'll do a $50 giveaway for the Gleam.io. But this is the month of September. I know it's a little bit light with Memento Mori being like the only one, the heavy hitter, but all you guys need to know is that usually these light months end up being heavy. There's like surprise titles that come out of nowhere. So hopefully there's a surprise release, maybe something from the watch list or the pre-registrations catch your interest. But anyways, if you made it this far in today's video, consider subscribing, dropping a like, leaving a comment, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram if you want to see my face. Follow me on TikTok if you want to see skits or whatever. I'm not really posting there, to be honest. But yeah, the giveaway is happening. Gleam.io, 35K. It's really awesome. Once we hit 40,000 subs, that'll be the next one. But for now, 35K giveaway. And we'll do the announcements a week or so after this video releases. And I'll let everyone know who the winner is. Just thank you all so much. And I hope for the best for the month of September. It's been a good time flowing in the game industry, especially in the mobile front, in the gacha ways. Thanks so much, everyone. Have yourself a fantastic day, and see you guys in the next one.